Good evening, everyone. Welcome. And tonight we're here with the Hometown Heroes at the I-55 Speedway here at Coast to Coast Racing Network and Figure Farm TV. And try to figure out why this... my mic apparently was off again. Sorry about that. As we get them going here in the warm-ups, Blake Chapman out there trying to bring home a victory in the championship. Joseph Grundy, Dean Reynolds there, who's in second place in them points, is not here tonight. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. Blake Chapman could very well take it all. Your starting grid tonight brought to you by RSN Trackside. We got the Flatline Racing Bodies, Hometown Heroes 305 division starting here with Randy Shreves out front. Terry Landis, their second. Brian Moore, their third. Jeff Barker, fourth. Steve Bixler, they're in fifth. Blake Chapman in sixth. That is your starting lineup here for the Hometown Heroes tonight. The 305 division. As we get set here to take the green flag. 26 laps the distance. Landis out front. Or I'm sorry, no, Shreves out front. Landis there second. Hey, drivers, get ready to go to it here. You see all the league sponsors up there in the top right-hand corner. Flatline being the big one here tonight. And since the Coast to Coast Racing League here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network or on YouTube. Otherwise, if you're watching over at Fligger Farm TV, come on, check out Coast to Coast Racing Network. Here we start down in the corner number one. Here we go, 25 laps. As the distance as Chapman and Shreves and Landis a battle out front there. They now head down here in the corner number one, side by side. These two still going at it from heat one as they were battling side by side all of heat one. Shreves trying to get that bottom side to finally clear up, but he can't quite do it yet. Landis still has a drive out there on the high side as these drivers get up there trying to take it. Now Landis gets up there. He's going to get it out front. Here comes Brian Moore down there on the inside. In that 055, they come there off of turn number 1 and 2, back down that back straightaway into 3 and 4. Everybody single file here except towards the back as they fight it out there. You see Jeff Barker trying to move his way up through the field, getting a little loose up there in that Marines machine as he's up there next to the outside wall. Here comes Steven Bixler out there on the bottom. Blake Chapman up there as well in that 20 spot, in the number 20. They all come storming there off of corner number 4 down here in the corner number 1. Landis still up front. Shreves there second. Moore there in third as they battle it down here in the corner number 3 and 4. Back out here across the start-finish line down in the corner number 1. 18 laps to go for these drivers as they head on down through the backstretch once again. Landis still out front. What a great job there by him as he goes on through here, trying to get everything to work. Going on down through, looking great so far as these drivers really put it on. Down through turns 1 and 2, there's a nice overhead shot there tonight. Brought to you by the drones. And you see them head down through off of turn number 1 and 2. Back down through turns 3 and 4 and back out onto that back. I'm getting turned around. That's the back straightaway there. They work on down around. Randy Shreves up there on the high side. Blake Chapman trying to reel them in there. Brian Moore down there in fourth. Chapman, he's up 3 spots, and he needs to try to keep digging as he wants to try to hold on to that points lead here as they head on down through off the corner now in the corner number 3 and 4. As they head into 3 and 4 now. I'm getting a little tongue-tied here as they go down. There goes Chapman down to the bottom side. Cannot quite get there yet. Brian Moore back here toward the back. Steven Bixler. Jeff Barker looks to be out of it as Chapman gets a little loose coming there off of 2, down around off of 4 now. Back up across the straightaway down here in the corner number 1 and 2. Everybody just trying to get that car slide and looking smooth out there in front. It's Terry Landis. He looked good for the most part through heat 1. Shreves ended up winning Heat 1, which put him on the bottom side to start this feature. Ended up not being where he wanted to be, as he had troubles getting around Terry Landis. Now Terry Landis got in front of him. Now he's trying to just get it out. Whoa, hang on to it. Landis out way up there into the top. Into them barbels, had to really catch it up. That allowed Shreves to really pull the gap. But he had to check up really bad there, so that's going to hurt him as well as they now work here off the corner. Back down into 3 and 4, back out here onto the front straightaway. 7 laps to go in the corner number 1. Front to back, it's still Landis, Shreves, and Chapman as your top 3 drivers heading down here in the corner number 3. And round 4 down on the bottom side, that is Blake Chapman in that number 20 machine trying to catch that 56 of Shreves with Landis in that 161 out front. Down across the bottom of the racetrack, now up here across the top as it comes down into corner number 1. You can see the track getting some rubber to it there through turns 1 and 2. Also into 3 and 4, right there you see Chapman going right through it. And through that, what we call the slick area of the racetrack. He's going to get up there to the top shelf and see if he can get some extra grip up there up top. Randy Shreves there in second. Terry Landis there in front. I don't know if Chapman's going to really worry too much. He's just going to try to find something here to maybe gain on him here at the end, but I just don't think it's going to be enough. As now Shreves is working down there on the inside of Landis. Not enough. Now Chapman up there towards the high side. He may get a run here for second place coming off the corner. As he's up there getting the run off the corner, he can't quite get there. It's tight. As now Shreves goes up there, tries to put the block on. Now hold on to it. Now they're all 3 here in the corner number 3 and 4. Shreves down there on the inside, drag racing off the corner. It's going to be Landis, Shreves, and Chapman as your top 3. Oh man, what a night of racing that was for the 305 to get us started here. What a night. That was some racing there for the 305s, getting them started here tonight. For the Coast to Coast Racing League here at the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Terry Landis putting on a drive there. Shreves also. And Chapman, he's up 3 spots, so he started back there in about, I don't know if he started 6th or 5th. I'm not sure which one he started. But he started back there towards the back. Oh, he was in the back row either way. And got up there in the 3rd. So great work there. And they head on down. What a night there for the Hometown Heroes. 305. All right, here we go. We'll start with Randy Shreves. We're going to go a little out of order here. We're going to start with Randy Shreves here as we head on through here. All right, Randy, how's it going tonight?
Hey, good man. That was there. Not many cars, but it was definitely a lot of fun up there up front.
Yeah, it seemed like there could have been a little bit better car count, but I mean, it is what it is. But you guys look like you had a lot of fun. You just didn't quite have the run there that you were needing to try to get up there to Landis.
Yeah, he was on a rail tonight, man, and I could have probably passed him a couple times, but it would have been real dirty of me because I'm not sure if I would have been clear. I don't know. I was getting some good runs, and I felt fast, but Terry, he kept hitting his marks, and he was in the right place at the right time, and yeah, we had a hell of a race going on.
Yeah, definitely coming down that last lap. You had Chapman and Landis all up there through that last corner. I mean, pretty good fight to the finish.
Yeah, definitely, man. And anytime you got Blake around, you got to watch out for him too, because he's always fast too, man. Both of these guys are fast, and they're always fun to race with.
Well, congrats on second place tonight, though, in the Hometown Series to finish it out here. As tonight is championship night, if I've got my schedule correct.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure tonight is championship night. I missed quite a few races this season, so congrats. I'm pretty sure to Blake. He's real good in these sprint cars. So yeah, congrats to Blake or whoever won the championship.
Alrighty, well, congrats there for second place there tonight for you, Randy Shreves. And you got sponsors, shout-outs, anybody you want to thank for helping you out throughout the season, and particularly tonight.
Yeah, for sure, man. I definitely want to thank Coast to Coast for putting on this awesome league. It's always fun racing with these guys. And want to thank my son Dylan Shreves at DS Designs for painting my car, KSB Builders, and everybody for watching.
Alrighty, we going to see you any more here tonight driving the 360s or the midgets?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and give them both a try tonight. I ain't really got anything else to do, so why not race?
Alrighty, well, just stay cool out there in the race car.
Yes, sir.
Alright. Congrats again for second place here in the 305s.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, we'll get with the race winner, Terry Landis. Good evening, Terry. How's it going?
All right. Adam, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. You had a fight on your hands there for sure, it looked like, though.
Yeah, I heard him back there. Randy was running me good. One time car stepped out and Randy backed out of it a couple times, so I appreciate that, Randy.
Well, it looked like it was either he was going to end up the one time he either had to back out or to take you both out, and I don't think either one of you wanted that.
No, not at all. Yeah, Randy's very smart. And he has a good foot too.
Well, I know Chapman was coming up there against you guys there towards the end of it as well.
Yeah, he was just telling me he was running a different line, and I told him, I said, man, I didn't want to change my line because I didn't know where Randy was running, so. And he wasn't getting under me or side of me on the outside, so I just held my own line. But he was telling me he was running a little short slider line. It's working pretty good.
Yeah, he was running a little short slider line in there the last couple of laps. He just pretty much stuck it up there in the top cushion and pretty much was ripping that around. He would look pretty good out there. Just not enough laps to get the job done. But you did a great job starting outside pole, getting out there and getting that victory here in the feature. Just hopefully next season we'll see you more, and hopefully you can go after the trophy at the end of the season.
Yeah, we'll try it next year again. Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, it was a good run.
You got sponsors, shout-outs, anybody you want to thank for helping you get the victory tonight?
Oh, yeah, we'll give a shout-out to you, of course, putting the show on, Adam, and A&J Custom Creations. Without them, we won't be able to race. C2C, without them, we won't be able to race. And Ammon's behind the scene. Without them, we won't be able to race. And then Kreitzel Track Racing Parts. You need something, call them to fix you up. And guys back KSR, Blake, it was always fun racing against him. even if we hit a little bit sometimes, but that's planned sometimes. And Galen's Homegrown Popcorn, put the word card in and get 50% off. Jeter and my wife Judy. That's it.
Alrighty, well, congrats again for the victory here, and are we going to see you any more tonight?
Oh, yeah, we'll be here in the 360s and the midgets. We'll rip it up.
Alrighty, looking forward to it.
All right, thanks, Sam.
I'll get with Blake Chapman. Chapman, how's it going?
I'm feeling pretty good. It was a lot of fun out there, even though there was only 6 or 7 of us. It still felt like we put on a pretty good show out there.
Well, the top 3 of you drivers definitely did. You guys weren't letting up too much, even though there was 6 of you that took the grid, 5 of you that crossed the finish line. I don't know what happened to Barker, but it didn't seem to be his night. His car just did not seem to want to cooperate tonight.
Sometimes it's your night, sometimes it's not. Hopefully it's our night tonight, and we'll be able to come out in these next couple of races and do 2 spots better.
Well, we'll see, but I mean, is this 3rd spot good enough to bring home the victory for the championship here?
I think so. Obviously, we'd have to wait for the official results, but I think it's probably good enough. I think I had a pretty big lead both here and the 360s. I think I had a pretty good sized lead where all I need to do really is keep the car in one piece and finish. So, yeah, I think we wrapped it up tonight.
You had 100 points between you and 2nd place.
Sorry, what's that?
You had 100 points between you and 2nd place.
Yeah, I think that should probably be good then.
And there was 2 of them that were tied for second place, and neither one of them showed up tonight.
Oh, I guess that helps too.
Because the ones that were in second were Joseph Grandy and Dean Reynolds, and I didn't see either one of them on track.
Yeah, they weren't here tonight. I don't know what they got going on. They've been good competitors all season long, though. I'll definitely shout out to everyone that's been running these things all season. We've had not great car counts, but you know, we've had fun racing with the guys that have been here. So shout out to them for sure.
Alrighty, well, congrats again on a great season here with the Hometown Heroes, and hopefully we'll see you again next season and make another run at that. See if you can hold your title, because I'm pretty sure that, like you said, it's going to stand pretty firm. That I feel pretty confident you got the championship wrapped up here.
Sure, and a whole bunch of people. I gotta thank the parents for watching. I can tell, like, and on the night, the thing for sponsors, and Steve's golf. Got check off 15 off the very top, and I think everyone can make the routes. Stepping up in this broadcast.
All right, well, I had trouble catching some of that. I don't know why it kind of went choppy there on me. I don't know if that was your connection or my connection. But hopefully we'll be talking to you again, and you can thank them all over again there. So as we get set here to get with the 360s now, stay tuned, as it should be another great battle coming here for you. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
It's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Gets on the champion, trying to be a bit of a hiatus. So let's get.
Tonight we'll be talking about it.
together to support us. And we realized, no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation has done so much for so many people. It helps any family that has somebody, whether it be a crew member or one of the drivers, that get hurt. We can help them to get through the situation.
I was injured in a non-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. In the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive. So having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal.
I was involved in a pretty gnarly sprint car crash. Found out my brain was swelling and bleeding. Pelvic bone was broken. I had 2 cracked vertebrae on my back, and I was in the ICU a little over a week. The Steve King Foundation reached out to my parents. We received a donation from them. Immediately, they started me on what's called neurofeedback, and insurance did not cover the neurofeedback appointments. So we received another donation from the Steve King Foundation. It really helped a lot, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to the Steve King Foundation for everything that they have done for me. This last Sunday, I got to turn laps in my modified here. That was my first laps back in a race car since the accident, and I truly believe that if it wasn't for the Steve King Foundation, I wouldn't be able to do that or be where I'm at today.
Yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life, and it's the lives of racers everywhere, is the reason we're able to do the work we do.
All right, get things set here. Not all right, so that takes care of that. Okay, perfect. That's working that now. All right, getting things situated here. Everything's sounding great, looking great. right, now, see if we can get this other thing situated here. 360 points here for tonight. So for the 360s that are running here tonight, here is your point standings. You have Blake Chapman out front, Dean Reynolds in second once again. Brian Moore in third with 590 points. Dean Reynolds with 592 there in second. Blake Chapman with 654. So we'll have to see here, since Blake Chapman and Brian Moore are in this one. This one could come down a little bit here for the officials to figure out possibly. Terry Landis there in fourth. So Landis also here tonight. Rick Main there in fifth. These drivers are going at it. There you see Chapman and Landis getting into it there on the corner. And it's brought to you, this Hometown Heroes night is brought to you by Flatline. Quality racing bodies produced by former NASCAR regional short track champion Dan Chapman in the iRacing hotbed of Clarence, Iowa. These drivers really starting to hang it out here. Now I only see 6 of them here tonight for these drivers as well. Heading off the corner, air. Still just waiting for a little bit of time here for qualifying to start. Unless they go straight into the heats. So this is, as we said, the 360 division. Kind of an outlook on the race night here. We take it the 360 division. Oh man, it's June 4th. June 4th, there we go. All right, so there you see it. The Flatline Bodies, Hometown Heroes. 360 division. We got it set at 66 degrees here tonight. 78 degrees is the track temperature. 49% humidity with clear skies, 7-mile-per-hour winds. And see more down there on the inside in that 055. Blake Chapman up there on the outside. Terry Landis also on the outside lane here in these 360 machines as they try to figure out who's going to better it out coming off the corner. Now we're waiting to see, do we get any others? As 305s went by pretty quickly tonight. All right, so you see Landis there, down there, getting a few laps in. You got Randy Shreves up there on the top. He's got getting some laps in up there, getting that outside lane worked in. Look at him up there against that outside wall, not really hitting it, but man, a close battle there. As you see, Shreves out there is the fastest here in qualified, or I'm sorry, practice right now. 6 drivers so far on the track tonight that I see. Randy Shreves, Brian Moore, Bob DeGood, Blake Chapman, Terry Landis, and Steve Bixler. There you go. As you see Landis going and getting a few more laps there, trying to see if he can find that quick line out there across the top side of the speedway.